Yeah. So today's lecture will be about leading for creative confidence and going global. Okay. So we have some principles we need to be aware of for leading innovation. So we're going to talk about each. Let's mention them first. Small wins, superstars aren't long geniuses. Blend expert and novices, build stable and small teams. Wisdom, learn how and when to fight. Innovation requires extreme optimism. Bad is stronger than good. This is very important. You have to be careful about it. Got their back. The best management is sometimes no management at all. Avoid the smart talk trap. Okay. So these are, you can consider them as tricks for your future. Okay.
Or what about be the big gorilla?
Yeah, exactly. So you're working to be the big gorilla. Are we
Yes.
are we going to see any changes on your look when we get back to school?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely some.
Yeah,
I can see for myself. Definitely some changes.
that would be interesting. You guys are in Lebanon or outside?
Unfortunately,
I'm outside of Lebanon since December.
Oh, lucky you. And Alex?
I want to go outside of Lebanon. I want to go home, man.
Oh. So let's start. Small wins. Long-term, big, hairy goals are essential, but when people don't focus on the little steps required to make constant progress, they freeze up and freak out. Okay, so let's see this example. CEO of the sale campaigns, her people were freaked out and overwhelmed by crucial sales campaign until she broke the campaign down into small manageable steps. So what you can tell from this? So we have eventually the big win that we need to achieve. Okay.
Yeah.
How we can reach the big win?
Basically it's basically focusing on little steps, you know, but like if we don't focus on that, we could just like let's say fuck something up and then like we might freeze up and freak out, as mentioned before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's take into consideration, let's take as an example Facebook. How do you think Facebook started?
They started as a nice company and then they turned capitalist.
It started first as a project.
Yeah, like this person was like a small thing,
Okay.
a small goal, and then
So
like later on it became bigger.
Only 3 people build it, and they got data from Oxford University, and they invited people to start engaged in it. Okay, I think Oxford, I don't know which university it was, I can't remember. Okay, then the second step was to like try to invite some other universities. So this is still local. Okay, so Facebook back then in 2004 still local. Some other universities were interested in this project, so they start actually building users in it. And later on in 2006, Facebook went globally and it became a big company. Okay. So what would happen if Facebook at the beginning in 2004, when it started as a as a global company? Do you think it will be successful as today?
Nobody would think of it because then it would take a lot of work to manage all the servers and things.
Yeah, exactly. And
because nobody would know about it, no like marketing, because they've already wasted all their money.
And there is very important things that you need to learn. There are a lot.
There's a lot of work in making a global company.
To learn at the beginning.
Especially back then. I mean, now you can really just make a website and that's it. You can make a website pretty easily online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So also when speaking business wise, there are a lot of things to learn at the beginning. Okay. Because first you don't have enough experience.
Agreed.
You don't know if people will actually accept your idea or not, what will happen, what are the risks that will be in place, okay? So it's better to go for smaller steps. It is better to go with smaller steps and accept small wins at the beginning. Okay? Good?
Yeah,
Does it make sense?
kind of does.
Yeah, because if you, for example, fail in small step, it will not actually broke your business.
Yeah,
This is a very important reason. Okay?
and it's good for the experience, you know, like to
Yeah,
to get
exactly.
yourself like
So
know with the situation.
later on you can start to. So let's see. Small wins are the stepping stones to success. Okay? Even the biggest accomplishment and victories rest on a series of intertwined small wins. The best bosses frame what they do as series of manageable and doable steps, which leads to better decisions, sustain motivation, and stop people from become overwhelmed. Okay, so let's check what's small wins. So it's a strategy. They start to actually teach it in universities. There is an image. I really wish if I can find it. There is a stairs. Someone is trying to like get a very big. Uh, will try to draw a picture. So let's say, can you see the whiteboard?
Yeah.
So this is G1, this is G2, okay? So let's say we have stairs, okay, this is 2. So here we're taking small steps, okay? So let's say in G2, we're talking, this is 1, then this is 2, then this is 3. Which is harder to reach the goal?
I think to be honest, I think like maybe like I don't know, let me check.
So do you think you can like, let's say, for example, we have here, for example, 100 meter. And here between each, we have only 1 meter. Which is easiest
I
to
think
go
or like
over?
I think it's like more secure or like I think it's more secure to go with G1 because like I mean if like one thing fails you could just easily just like cross over to next. Well for
Exactly.
G and G2 was like you can just easily just fall down basically.
Perfect.
Completely.
Okay, perfect explanation. Okay, so here if you fall down, it's easy. It's 1 meter. You can rise again and try again. Okay, here it's 100
Yeah.
meter. If you fall down, you might not be able to get up again. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Alex.
Yes.
Okay, so if you're going to be a big gorilla, you need to what? Take small steps. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes, I understand.
Good.
I was
So
joking about that, by the way, but thank you.
no, you're not. I know you're trying. So superstars are not lone geniuses. So what do you mean by lone geniuses?
I mean like lone geniuses. I guess like they're the ones like do things like alone basically.
No,
Or something similar.
So lone genius is more likely to be like a super genius, okay?
Oh, okay, loan. Yeah, I guess
So-
makes sense. Yeah.
In order to be a superstar or to be a great successful person in the future, you don't actually need to be a super genius, okay? So
Mm.
the lone inventor is a myth. Great innovation happen in teams and network, okay? It's a social process. So having a great team will lead eventually to much better achievements, okay?
Yeah.
So people who spread their ideas to others, borrow ideas from others, and help others to succeed.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is can actually lead to create one big group of idea chain. Let's say idea chain. Okay. So when we have so many ideas and we can share all our ideas together, we will actually be creating much better solution. Okay.
Yeah.
So blend expert and novices. What's an expert first? People who have been done what can be done and what can't be done. So expert is someone who have very great experience on a specific topic. Novices, people who don't know what can be done or is impossible to do. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say jungle. There should be link here. Let me try. Just a second. Ouch. So let's watch this one of these video. No, it's a long video. I don't want a long video. So let's watch this. I'm going to just and see what will happen. Okay. Can you see the screen?
This is a really
Yeah.
exciting moment for me. Here is Wunda, and she nearly died, but thanks to Rebecca, she came back from the dead almost.
So what is happening here? What is the big achievement here?
The big achievement is that they saved the
Just
gorilla
second.
or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, basically is that they managed to save the chimp from almost near death, I guess.
Yeah. So they got the gorilla or the champ, and they cured it. Then they released it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they did not keep it inside. So what people can do here? Who are the experts here?
The expert who managed to cure the gorilla basically.
It's the doctors, okay?
Yeah, the doctors. Yeah.
And who are the novices?
The novices are like, for example, like I say this like, I guess like the ones in the background, I guess, who just managed to release it. I don't know.
The
Exactly.
locals. The locals.
Yeah, the locals. Locals are
Okay, so
novices.
the
Yeah.
locals don't know actually how to cure a champ. So they had this special expert who actually is a doctor. Okay, so they had this champ to survive this war. Okay. So Alex, are you happy now?
Yes, sure.
So we gave an example of this champ. Now
Mhm.
you can go for big gorilla. So build stable and small teams. What do you know about teams and teamwork?
Basically to have, if we want to, a big team is pretty bad if you can't manage it properly, but a smaller team is much better if you guys can, organize, you guys can cooperate with each other.
So big teams
Conflict.
are harder, let's say harder to manage. Okay, but some companies like Facebook, like Google, like other companies, they have a huge team, not big one only. Microsoft. Okay, so stable and small teams. Again, come again. Alex. So we
Yeah.
prefer to build a small and smaller and stable team for what? Easier to manage
Yeah, easier to manage and more organized.
and more
Also less
organized.
conflict in the group.
Organized. And less what?
Less conflict in the group.
And less conflict in the group. Okay, speaking of conflict, do you think it is important to have conflict in a group or no? It's bad for the group.
It's bad for the group. Some conflict is good, but most is
Okay,
bad. And it can drive
so
groups apart and create negative work
conflict.
environment.
Conflict actually, it will always remain a conflict. Okay, so how we deal with the conflict, it's how we can make it good or bad. Okay, so conflict will remain a conflict after all. How to deal with it? How to deal with it will make the difference. Okay, so let's say Alex and Callum got into a conflict about, let's say, innovation. So if Alex did not actually have a conversation with Callum and did not listen to Callum and they did not share ideas, what will happen?
The whole team will just collapse, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So the argument will never get anywhere and the conflict will always be there. Okay. However,
It's
if
like,
you guys,
sir, we actually used to, me and Callum as well as some of our other friends, we used to run a Discord server with over 1,000 members, and we were
It's
the
okay. It's
staff
fine.
team,
That's not.
and like the conflict tore us apart. So, yeah.
yeah, so the only way to like overcome the conflict is to actually listen to the other part and have a conversation.
Yeah, that's what I've been
Try
trying to do, but
try
like
to
they
Yeah.
didn't
convict.
do anything.
The most important is to listen to others first. Okay.
Yeah,
The most
but
Yeah.
they didn't listen. So,
important
But neither did you, so.
True.
is to listen to others and see if they can actually convince you with their idea. If not, try to actually talk about, give them some example about the importance of your idea. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is speaking of conflict and small teams. Of course, they are much easier to manage.
Yeah.
You can keep a track on every one of them. We can give them better training.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they cost less than big teams.
Yes.
Because in business we need to think of cost. So Hackman's law. My rule of thumb is that no work team should have membership in the double digits. What do you mean by double digits?
Like double digits. Like is it like a big team basically?
So 0 to 9, we're still talking on one digit, okay? 10
Yeah,
is double
so-
digit.
It would be 10 to 99 basically. So like yeah.
Exactly. See? So here the Hackman's law is saying that the team should have membership, should never. No work team should have a membership. It means no teams should ever have a double digit membership, okay?
Yeah. Like it shouldn't be like above 10 because it'll be too hard to manage.
Okay, so the number of performance problem a team encounters increases exponentially as the team size increases. Okay, so this is more very logical and make very sense. So let's say Apple Gospel. Apple also consciously tries to behave like a startup, most notably putting small teams on a crucial project. To wit, just two engineers wrote the code for converting Apple's Safari browser for the iPad, a massive undertaking. So this is interesting. Only two programmers did something on Apple to convert Safari to work on iPads. So what you can tell from Apple? So this is make sense, but do you think this makes sense?
The only thing that's like kind of we're just that basically that they just only got like two engineers to write the entire code for converting Apple Safari to
Yeah, but look at the
iPad for the
end.
iPad.
They are saying a massive undertaking. So it took them a lot of effort and time.
Yeah, it took a lot of effort because there's only two engineers, not like all like
Yes.
multiple.
So it depends also on the project. So if the project is huge, we cannot like hire a small team for it.
Yeah, like them has to
Okay.
have a bigger team like together basically, but then like
Yeah,
after
exactly.
disband. Yeah.
Instead, we can like separate the project into different steps and then hire small teams for each step.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we have a big project, we can separate the project into smaller steps and then we can hire a smaller team for each step. Okay.
Yeah.
Alex,
Mhm.
good. So wisdom, the best bosses dance on the edge of overconfidence, but the healthy dose of self-doubt and humility and saves from turning arrogant and big-headed. So the attitude of business, the courage to act on what you know in concert with the humility and doubt your consumption and actions. What did you understand from it, Kalam?
Like basically that you shouldn't really be that overconfident, like to think like, oh yeah, like what I know is definitely gonna work. And now like you should always have doubts, you know,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
sort
So
of like
if you
yeah.
are expert in something, you cannot like say, yeah, I'm the expert here, I don't need your help, okay? So this is very famous in Lebanon. I am the expert. I don't need your help. Okay, so this is wrong. Okay, so this is called arrogant. Okay, it is always great to listen to other people, to have good attitude, okay, to show people that you are interested about what they are saying. Okay. Still here, Kalam?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
Okay,
I forgot, so I got myself muted.
it's fine. So let's check the story. So I think it's very important for you to do two things. Act on your temporary conviction as if it was a real conviction. And when you realize that you are working correct course very quickly. Okay. So investment decision or personal decisions are prioritization Don't wait for the picture to be clarified. You take your shots and clean up the bad ones later. So take your shots and clean up the bad ones later. So tell me, what did you got from this? Get from this?
Like basically, I guess like when you do realize that you're like in the wrong, for example, then try to like correct that and fix that real quick.
So if you have a doubt about something,
Mhm.
about something, would you rather to do it or not?
And actually, I would probably would not if I have a doubt. I would probably not because like I'm not really sure if I can really do this.
Okay, so this is what is actually saying. So if you have a doubt about something or unclear image about something, it says that actually start working on it. Okay, because
Okay, yeah.
if you run from it, you will never find the solution. Okay, so start actually working on it. Then later on, remove all the bad shots from it. Okay, and see if it is actually going to work or not. But you'll never know if it's going to work or not if you don't try. Correct or no?
Correct, yeah.
Good.
Swords are good.
So let's go over 1 point. So intuit initial idea on design. Oh. So discover, define, design, deliver. What does it remind you of?
I think it does it kind of remind you of like the design thinking process, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. So discover is actually when you start thinking about the problem. Define is knowing the actual problem. Design is propose possible ideas to find out your solution. Deliver, send the solution. Okay, so here we don't have prototype. The prototype will be in the design.
like deliver. I see. Yeah.
Will be in the design. Okay, so has the team. So let's read them. This we will stop here. Okay, next time we'll start from here. So
Okay.
identifying the customer, understanding knowledge, experience, and the vision. So this is discovery. Okay.
Yeah.
So what will happen in define? Defining is actually knowing what is the problem. So visualize the entire customer journey. So be open, focus on deep understanding, narrow down key scenarios. Design is actually what are the ideas. So here we start brainstorming the possible
Yeah.
ideas.
So you're sort of like formulating the solution, right? Yeah.
Okay, I'm building a final hypotheses and finally deliver the work. Okay, so delivering the work is the actual solution. Okay.
Yeah.
So go broad, general. So from general to specific. Okay. So from design to deliver. So here we're talking general. Here we're talking specific. Okay.
Yeah.
So evaluate. You keep on evaluating until you have the perfect solution. So build the design and then release it. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll have more practical worksheet about it, how we can actually try this design. I'm going to stop here because I don't know if the other will actually. So we'll start from here next time. Okay, from here, from this one, from this design model. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any question?
No, that's it.
Okay, great then. Stay safe, Colin, and